Hey guys, John here. Thank you very much for your time. Thanks for being here. And special thanks to everybody that sent me their question. I sent an email a couple of days ago asking you if you have any questions for me, internet marketing questions that you wanted me to answer. And I got a lot of them, so thank you very much. And I'm going to change this. This kind of motivated me to change my blog. I haven't been putting so much content in the past because I've been really busy, so sorry about that, guys. I've been working on an awesome system and software that I will be releasing next year. If you have ever struggled with any of the technical problems that you might have encountered, building landing pages, affiliate websites, review sites, membership sections, sales letters, then this is going to be super hot. I'll let you know more in the next weeks, in the next months, as I get closer to releasing it. But today I wanted to go through the first question I've received. It's a great question from Stuart, and it was about if I could talk a bit about Facebook. And Facebook is huge right now, right? And it's actually the way of the future. Facebook has 500 million users. If we put this in perspective, it's kind of like the third biggest country in the world, right? Another statistic, if you want, is that now 25% of US traffic goes to Facebook. So very huge, and Google is definitely stressing out about it. Facebook advertising with their paid section is really great, and you should definitely check this out. And it's really important that you get familiar with what you can and cannot do on Facebook. Facebook is very strict. They have strict guidelines because they want to protect their members, because that's what it's all about. Facebook is about a safe environment where you talk to your friends and people that you like, but people you don't like, you never hear from them, which is great, right? So for us as marketers, it's kind of like we need to know this, so we need to know what we can do and what we cannot do and should definitely not do. So let's get started with the 5 Facebook killer strategies you can implement today. Tip number 1, it's a mindset tip. So it's all about how you are going to approach Facebook. And Facebook is really about a real two-way conversation. You are talking to real people, you are acting like a real person, and you are participating in the conversation. Very important, right? You don't want to be seen like a marketer shouting your offers. You want to be seen like a cool guy that puts content, valuable content, and you are participating in the conversation. You are answering questions, you are asking questions, and you are as well just liking their stuff and be part of the community. So that was tip number 1. Tip number 2 is really related. It's about really encouraging their content, comments, because when you're building a Facebook page or a presence on Facebook, it's all about getting people to interact with your page, because without it, you don't get their friends to have a look at it, and therefore you don't get new customers, new followers, and this viral effect kind of disappears, right? So it's really important that you really push them to leave a comment. How do you do that? Well, your updates should not just be a statement like, okay, I did that, or this is cool, or whatever. It should be always followed by a question. Try to follow it by a question. So that's tip number 2. When you're leaving your questions, your updates, always try to make them as a question that's going to engage them and push them to reply. Okay, so you could say simple things like, oh, what do you think about that? Or what has been your experience about this? Or tell us some other tips that I might have forgotten, stuff like that, right? So that's one way. And then the other way as well is that you want to always build that relationship and the trust. And you do that by liking their stuff as well. So you don't just want people to like your stuff, you want to like their stuff as well. You want to be seen as part of the clan and a big brother in the clan, but definitely participating and making them feel good and really building that relationship. Okay, that was tip number 2. Tip number 3 is when you're building your Facebook page, choose your name very wisely. Because don't just put up a name just like that, random name, or even a search engine friendly name, because people don't search on Facebook, right? They want to belong to something that they feel it's cool, and as well, something that goes in the back of the mind is that what are my friends going to think about it? Because when you like a page, all your friends see it, right? So, of course, depending on the name, they might want to think, well, is it going to be okay for me to like that page? So make your name as something that they will feel good about joining, but as well something that makes them belong to a clan. It's all about clans and little groups, right? For example, I'm into surfing, right? So if I were to build a Facebook page about surfing or about surfboards, I will definitely use a name such as I love small surfboards, or I love longboards if I were into longboards, right? Why? Because if somebody else is into that, he sees, oh yeah, I love surfboards, yeah, I like surfboards too, okay, click like, right? But if I were to say cheap surfboards, I mean, it's not the same effect, right? You know what I mean? So you're not going to get as many followers depending on the name that you choose. So very, very important. Very, very important tip as well. So tip number 3, choose your name very carefully. And then tip number 4, we're going to go now into the paid section. You know that on the right of Facebook you have ads, right? And they're a bit small, and that is our challenge as marketers. We need to grab the attention. Okay, you have three sections on the ad. You have the title, the image, and then the content. Okay, they all serve a different purpose in your ad. The main thing you want to do first is grab their attention, grab their eyes. You want them to look at you. How do you do this? You do this with the photo, the image. And some tricks that you can implement is that you want to use a photo of a real person, okay? Because our brains are attracted to that. So if you have a real person, a photo in there, we are going to look at it, okay? Our brains is going to say, hey, hold on, you should look at that, right? So that's tip number 1. Then you can use as well the weird angle. It's what I call the weird angle photo. Let's say you had a subject that should be straight. Well, you put it on an angle, maybe 45 degrees or 90 degrees, sorry. It's going to look weird. Our brain's going to say, hold on, something not quite right, and we are going to look at it, okay? Then the third thing, you can use a action shot. So a car racing, somebody falling, something happening, because again, we are going to be attracted to that. Think about the banners that you see online, okay? And I know it's not pretty, but that's the rule. The uglier, the better. The uglier your banner, the better it's going to convert. That's why big brands usually struggle with media buys, is because, you know, they make great looking banners, but really that's not what's going to attract the eye. And the best ones are the ones who are flashy and really disgusting. I know if you're a designer, you're going to struggle with this. I have been struggling with that for a long time, but the fact is that it's all about the numbers, and you want the click-through rate, right, to go up, and you want people to look at you first. Of course, if you have a message that's relevant, then they're going to click on your banner, but you know, the first job is getting them to look at you. On Facebook, it's very small, so you need to do a good job. So think about that, and really, when you're doing your banner, just try to make it unique and really stand out, and really something that's going to attract our eyes. Now, so that was tip number 4. Tip number 5, once you have attracted them, you want to engage them. You want them to read the copy, and you do this with the title. And there's 3 ways, again, you can do that. The first one is the best one is to ask a question. Okay, and it's a question that is going to remind them of the problem that they have. For example, if it's a dog training course, you can say, is your dog barking too much? If I'm into surfing and I'm selling, I don't know, a surf lesson, something like that, I could say, are you struggling to catch waves, right? Or would you like to catch bigger waves? So because it's a question and it reminds them of a problem that they have, yeah, I'm not catching enough waves, well, then that's going to say, yeah, I want to do that, let's read the rest. And then we're going to read the rest of the copy. Now, another tip you can use in your headline is pretty much what I did with this blog post. I named it 5 Facebook Killer Strategies. Well, it's kind of like a mini list. It's short, 5 tips. You can read about them very quickly, and you can find out what are those 5 tips quite fast, right? So people like that, and they want to know those 5 things or 3 things or 7 things, whatever. And as well, you can mix it up and say 5 things you should not do on Facebook or whatever, right? So making like a mini list is a great way to it's a great title, can be a great headline for your ad. And then the third way is to go the opposite way. So let's say everybody loves Harry Potter movie, and you say why Harry Potter movies suck, right? So it's kind of it's a bit dangerous, but depending on what you say in the ad, you might want to work with it, and so that they can click and find out more. But you want to kind of shock them and be on the opposite way, right? So that really works as well. So these are the 3 ways with your headline, and that really is going to push them to read the rest of your ad and then click on it, and you'll get more traffic. So these were the 5 Facebook tips that you can implement today. I hope you like them. If you want to find out more about Facebook marketing and the things you can do and you should be doing, then Ryan Deiss, expert marketer, is organizing a great webinar. There's a link below this video. Definitely check it out. You have all the details on the next page. I highly recommend it. I will be there. It's a no-brainer. Facebook is so important that we as marketers need to know what we should be doing. All right, guys? Thanks a lot. Keep on sending your questions, and see you on the next one. Take care. Bye-bye.